What a burger.
What a burger.
What a cheese griddled cheese, whatever you're eating with egg.
And what a welcome to this new episode on the Tipping Stars podcast.
Yeah.
Where we got another banger for you. Gonna be talking about all the latest gaming news that has been popping around recently. With to the Mario movie, to the Bayonetta controversy, to Overwatch 2, whatever the heck that is.
I don't even know.
Yeah, we got.
We are missing Nathan
Who are we
today.
here with today? We got. Oh wait, do I go first and then? Or...
Well, I'm just gonna say that Nathan's not here today because he has to do school stuff. So that's why it's only 4 of us today. First podcast with only 4 people, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I
So today I'll be hosting. I'm Nindude. I'm that dude from Nindude channel on YouTube. And I'm also here with this. I don't know where I'm angled at.
Check division. Loving the colors on Jason's screen.
I'm trying.
So many colors.
We're gonna go the blue.
He went with the blue.
No, turn it off. It's okay.
This is blue.
You just
No.
So who's that?
Who are you, Blue?
What? I'm not blue.
We're introducing ourselves. You're next.
Oh, Jack went. Okay, so I would be J Matthew, and I'm turning blue. Jack, you distracted me because you were talking about my lights. I was like, dude, I am not blue anymore. What are you talking about? But I'm J Matthew, and we're here.
Always blue.
And I am dropping my phone, but I'm Nintendo James as well as that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Just mind me. I'll be eating my sandwich periodically throughout the podcast. But
Thank God.
Yeah. But first, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about that Mario movie trailer, and our thoughts with the voices and just the animation and everything, dude. First off, I gotta say, Jack Black as Bowser, is really, really good. And honestly, he's a really good voice actor. So, I kind of, was hoping for this. But, what I'm mostly shocked as is Keegan Michael Key. His voice for Toad? What? That is just mind-blowing itself. And then we got Chris Pratt over here just, sounding like Chris Pratt, which, me personally, he sounds okay to me. Of course, it's not, extraordinaire as, what Jack Black and Keegan are doing with their voices, but, honestly, I kind of like the takeaway from, the over-exaggerated Italian accent, for the movie, because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like hearing that throughout the 1.5 2-hour movie would have been probably a little much, but I can see why they went with the regular voice. But yeah, the movie looks great itself. The animation is just on a whole nother level, and yeah,
All right.
Can't wait to see it next year.
Should I go next?
Yeah, sure. What do you
I gotta
got?
say, the highlight of the trailer had to have been right after the Mario logo showed, and then Luigi was running, and you just heard, ah! And that's all you heard from Charlie Day, and it was the best performance in the entire trailer. It was so cool. No, I think Mario movie trailer, I gotta say, I don't like Illumination, but they were kind of impressing me with that trailer. I gotta say, it is probably the most visual, the best visually looking Illumination animation movie that they have ever done. No question. The colors are great. The landscapes are massive. The colors are exquisite. And it's just, I feel like they knew what they were doing. I could tell that they had been putting a lot of time and effort into this. And the designs didn't look bad. They all look faithful, and they're all good, and any other extra tweaks that they made to the designs really kind of complemented their characters instead of kind of made them look weirder. They made Bowser's tail longer. Who cares? It adds to his menacingness. But as far as the voices go, Jack Black killed it. Keegan-Michael Key killed it. Chris Pratt, he's fine. I feel like people are kind of complaining a little too much about Chris Pratt. His Brooklyn accent kind of reminds me a little bit of the old cartoons. like the Mario World cartoons, where it's like, Mama Luigi to you, Mario. That era.
Hey, it's me.
It's me, Mario. He sounds like that. I mean, not too much like that, but like it's a Brooklyn accent, and I'll be able to, as Jr. said, like I love Charles Martinet with all my heart, but if I heard that Mario voice speaking full sentences for the entire movie, I think I'd lose my mind. So, it's nice to have just kind of like a basic voice, but we all know that Charlie Day is going to be the best part of the whole movie, so it's fine.
Yeah. I agree. I think the trailer looked beautiful. Obviously, Bowser was like 80% of it, but I think Bowser looks the best out of the whole trailer. Obviously, I mean, he looks amazing. His facial expressions in that one clip where he's like, "I do not," looks great. I was like, damn, when I saw that, I was like, that looks actually insane. Like for an Illumination movie, like the Minions people, like I guess Nintendo really helped them out there because that movie looks amazing and Mario looks pretty good and the voices I think are fine. Jack Black as Bowser obviously sounds great. I think he sounds like in the first clip where he talked, you can't even really tell it's Jack Black, so that's a good sign. And then Mario's voice I think works. Like Jack said, it's like if it was the original voice for the whole movie, I think I would go crazy as well. I mean, we haven't heard much of it too. Like we've only heard like one sentence, but I think it sounds fine. It's Chris Pratt. Toad sounds great. Toad was awesome. Yeah, and the landscapes look great. The world looks like it's gonna be very promising. I can't wait to see like where the movie goes in general. I think it looks great. And the Luigi teaser at the end, it's really cool because I think they're gonna have like Luigi's Mansion like references in there, and that was gonna be really cool. So Mario looks great.
How much would you guys hate me if I ran downstairs and got hot sauce real quick?
I like a lot.
Well,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can do without.
No hot sauce.
No.
You're not James playing Splatoon 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
You are not the hot man.
Yeah.
That is all James.
Title taken.
Title taken by James.
You don't get the hot sauce privileges.
No.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I expected a lot worse from this movie. But like, yeah, it looks definitely the best looking Illumination movie. You know, they have a very bad track record, and this looks visually very good. The designs for the characters, you know, again, I expected worse. I expected to really like dislike the Mario design, but I don't, honestly. It's kind of a pretty good mix between his normal design in the games and then the kind of like Illumination style. It honestly works better than I thought it would, and I don't hate it, and I'm sure it will only grow on me from here on out. As for the voices, yeah, Jack Black's great. I think that's like the best case scenario for his voice because you can still kind of, it has some like Jack Blackness to it, but it's also like deep and menacing and powerful. So he nailed, like, obviously we only saw a bit in the trailer, but what we saw, he nailed. Keegan-Michael Key, again, like it's got that kind of Toad like raspiness, but it's not super high-pitched and shrieky, which again is like the best case scenario. Luigi Charlie Day, that one shriek steals the show, as Jack said. But I'm gonna have to disagree on the Chris Pratt and say I'm not happy with it. I agree that the going with the Brooklyn thing, I think, is the right choice. You know, it like you said, it's reminiscent of the Super Show and the 1993 movie, but he barely does it. Like in the lines that you hear, you can hear it in like one word, and I had to listen to it like a few times, and then he is trying to do an accent. It's not just Chris Pratt, but it's such a light Brooklyn accent you can barely tell. I just wish they went with someone else, honestly. But yeah, it looks promising. I'm sure it won't be amazing, but it looks better than I thought it would. So I'm cautiously optimistic for now.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we go.
Yeah, they didn't even give us like the "let's a go" or you know, like they say, "here we come" like that.
There's 100 people that could have been better for the role. Yeah.
Oh yeah. One last thing, the logo. Why is it off center? Just center it. Why is it? I'm annoyed by that.
I have one desire for this movie before we move on to the next topic. Please be better than this Sonic movie. Please be better than this Sonic movie because, like, in my personal opinion, I think the Sonic movie is severely overrated. I feel like it's so overrated. It's a good kids movie. It's a perfectly fine kids movie. But there are so many better movies than the Sonic movie out there, and people were talking so heavily about it on Twitter and being like, "The Sonic movie is like the best thing to happen to cinema since The Godfather." That's why I deleted Twitter actually. And then yeah, and yeah, but I kind of want to have a new standard for a video game movie that isn't the Sonic movie, guys,
Well,
or like
see what
Detective
they're
I
doing,
feel like
Jack. What they're doing is they're building up so they can make an Olympic Games crossover movie between Mario and Sonic, is what I've heard.
I can't wait for my favorite character, the police officer, to be in the Olympic Games, doing things with like Luigi and Toad and Wario, and then Officer Tom like running the 400-meter dash. And like,
There he
when
is!
it comes to like representing a Sonic game, the first one.
There he
I don't
is,
even
Officer
think it did that
Tom.
well. Like,
It's
when it comes
Officer
to-
Tom.
Hi.
He's here.
It's me.
Hi,
Yeah.
James Marsden.
The first one, when it comes to like I guess representing a Sonic game, I don't even think the first one did really that good of a job to like, you know. The second one was I think was
No.
better and like did it way better. Like the second
Yeah.
one I actually enjoyed.
Yeah,
But,
because it's
like,
like
I don't know.
Knuckles,
Something about
Tails,
it-
the Chaos Emeralds, more accurate Robotnik.
It felt like I was watching Hop.
It also
First
feels
one.
like we're being really off track.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
real.
Oh yeah, one thing though, I did watch an interview with Charles Day, and just hearing his voice, he's gonna do a good Luigi. I have faith in him. He's gonna do like a good Luigi.
I think Charles
Yeah.
Day would also do a great job. Yeah.
I love Charles
Yeah.
Day. I love him
Yeah.
when it's always sunny in Boston.
But next up, we got just recently, like what, yesterday? This was the Bayonetto Controversy, which so basically the voice actor for Bayonetta, like the one who's been voice acting for all these games, was like offered just this little like amount of money for like this like $400 million company. She was offered like just very little for like her-
$4,000, like
Yeah.
$4,000
Well,
for
there
her
was
entire
at
work on the
first
game.
it was something else. It was lower than $4,000.
Lower than that.
And then she like turned it down saying, "Hey, I've done so much for this company and for the character of Bayonetta, like that's kind of, you know." And then they're like, "Okay, yeah, we understand. How about $4,000?" And then she's like, "Okay, whatever." But yeah, James could probably explain it more just because he knows more about it and everything. But yeah, I'll probably let James take the floor on this one just because he has, I guess, more knowledge about it.
Hmm. So, picture the scene. I've been taking a break from Twitter for like a month. I come back on the 14th of October. I tweet saying, I'm back and I'm Bayonetta 3 is in 2 weeks. I'm not going to shut up about it. And the very next day, all of this happens. God. Yesterday was, it was rough. I'll say that. It was a lot to kind of process. But yeah, in short, Helena Taylor put out a series of videos on Twitter. She only got offered $4,000 to reprise the role, which is ridiculous. It's actually appalling and disgusting that that's all she got offered. It's the lead role in this game that she has helped create this character and made her what she is. Her voice is iconic in this role. And not to mention, in this game with all the multiverse stuff, she'd be voicing like 7 other variants of Bayonetta as well. It would be a lot of work for this lead role. The game is named after this character that she has helped shape, and they only offered her $4,000, which is like less than a YouTube sponsorship. So it's ridiculous. It's disgusting, and I can't imagine how she must have felt. This obviously must have been like heartbreaking for her to get that as the final offer for this thing that obviously means so much to her because she came out and spoke about it. She broke an NDA to speak about this. And you know what? Honestly, she's done the right thing. She's done the right thing by speaking about this entirely. This is not right, and this is just a part of a much larger issue in the voice acting industry. There are stories of loads of different voice actors who get underpaid for their work. And so she has asked for people to boycott the game, which a lot of people do seem to be doing. A lot of people are kind of mixed on it. People aren't doing it. But you know, ultimately, I think boycotting it makes sense. You know, we're at this happens so much to the point that, like, if we don't start voting with our wallets, companies aren't going to listen. So boycotting this game may bring some kind of change to the industry. I know it's always kind of a shot in the dark, but I just wish it were any other game that this happened to. Like, it's Bayonetta 3, man, and I know that my feelings as a fan are not important in this situation. Obviously, the main thing is how mistreated Helena Taylor was, how she was completely disrespected, and that offer is a slap in the face to her and all she's worked for and all she's done for this series. That's the most important thing. But as a fan, this does affect me. I feel like my feelings on this are not invalid, but I feel like they are. It is kind of selfish for me to look at it as a fan, but I can't help it. This is Bayonetta 3. This is a game I've waited 5 years for, and to get through those 5 years, have 2 weeks left, and have it like turn rotten at the end is not a fun feeling. And I was really kind of hesitant to speak about this. I didn't want to make a video. I didn't really want to talk about it on Twitter because I knew that whatever you say on Twitter will always get hate. That's just how Twitter works. It's a cesspool of bad. But yeah, so I guess this is the best time for me to talk about it. Yeah, I feel like the way I see it, I kind of have 3 options as how to go from this. Either I don't play the game that I've waited 5 years for, which would kind of suck, or people say you pirate it, that you can still play the game, but you don't support the company. But then I also don't support the franchise, which is not a massive franchise, and I honestly feel that this could do some serious damage to it. What was the third option? I literally forgot what I was saying.
You just buy the game, I would assume.
Oh yeah. I don't buy the game, or I pirate it, or I buy the game and I'm labeled as a bad person. None of them I can win. Yeah, it's not fun. It's really, you know, I've been waiting 5 years. I was 13 when I started waiting for this game. I turned 19 in 2 months. That's a long time. That's a long time to be waiting for something, and to get so close to it and be asked to turn it down. I don't have it in me. I cannot boycott this game. If it were any other game, I would, because I do believe strongly that we, as people, we should like stand up for better, like, pay for people who work hard and deserve it. But it's just I'm so emotionally invested in this game. I've been waiting so long, and to get so close, to give it up now would be like a disservice to myself in a way. And I know that's selfish. I accept that that's selfish. But I just can't give it up. I've been waiting too long. And you know, I see people be like, how hard is it to just not play a game? But like, it's more than that. I've waited so long. You know, it's my most anticipated game ever of my entire life. I'm sorry, I realize I'm really rambling here, but
No, keep going.
Keep going.
yeah, it's
Thank you.
you know, been waiting forever. It's so close, man. I think that's all I want to say. It's obviously my feelings are kind of secondary to this whole thing. But I don't think I can do it. I wish I could, but
It's hard because, I mean, yes, everything you said is totally correct, but you know, and we were talking about this before we started to film the podcast. We were talking about the idea of separating the art from the artist, which no one wants to do that. It's bad. We see it a lot in the film industry. You see directors and actors who do all this, you know what I mean? But in a way, I feel like yes, of course we don't want to support people who are getting underpaid for this stuff. But a part of me is like, okay, but so many people work so hard to please Bayonetta fans by putting this game together and really coming together to form the third game in the series, and they want to please everyone, and I feel like it would be it's like a lose-lose situation, because it's like, well, on the one hand, if you don't buy the game, you're not supporting the company, but it's kind of like shaming all the people who I guess, like, well, I mean, like, kind of hurting the people who spent so much time developing. I mean, and I'm not talking about the director who is not outed as a very good person right now. I'm talking about like every single programmer who put their heart and their soul into the game. Like, they wouldn't be, show appreciation for the work, but on the same time, if you were to buy the game, you show appreciation for the work, but you're also giving it to a company that is underpaying their workers and their actors, and it's a lose-lose situation, and it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of the way that it has to be, and we see it a lot in the film industry. But yeah, it's very unfortunate that something like this has to happen, but there's no real way to win except bringing to light that this is happening, which Bayonetta's actress did, and it's good that we all know that. But it's hard because there's no real way to win this, I guess, in its current moment, I think, except for bringing it to light, which we are doing right now. So that's good to hear.
But yeah, I feel like, and with people who kind of like are saying like, oh, just don't play the game. Like, if you kind of flip it on them, saying like, hey, what if you had to like not play Splatoon 3 or not play like Breath of the Wild 2, which are like kind of other like top
highly anticipated
games, and then like 2 weeks before the release be like, oh, you shouldn't play this game. It's like, that's really hard for like a lot of people to do, especially like when it came to Splatoon 3, like the excitement with like all these like fans and everything. Like, imagine like being asked like not to buy the game and to not support it. It's like, that's hard, like,
Yeah, and to kind of add to that, like, Bayonetta is not a massive franchise. This is the third game, and it almost already died after the first one had poor sales. It was a miracle the second even happened. So, like, while you don't want to give money to this company, at the same time, it's kind of like, if you don't support the franchise, there's a fair chance that it will die. This game was never going to sell like massive numbers, but I guess that's what it makes it even more difficult. Because like, I want to support the series, I don't want to support the developers though, and it's the same thing, unfortunately.
It's literally the Chibi Robo situation. Remember when Nintendo made Ziplash, and they're like, if you guys don't buy this game, Chibi Robo's gonna die. And then Ziplash sucked, and then no one wanted to buy it. So it was like, well, like, and so yeah, we don't want Bayonetta to die, obviously, because it's such a beloved franchise. But it's like, what do we do? What do we do? It's hard.
This whole thing sucks so much as well. Not only because everything that you guys said, but it's probably gonna be a really good game, and now this has to happen too. Like, it could have been any other game. Like, why wasn't it like John's Robo Blast 3? Like, I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but like, Bayonetta 3 is probably gonna be like, it could have been potentially like a game of the year contender, because like it's a big game. It's a highly anticipated game. It's a third game of the franchise. First entry since the Wii U. So this sucks even more on top of all that, just because the game is probably gonna be good. And now, no one's going to play it, and no one's allowed to buy it because of this crappy, stupid situation and all that. So, yeah, that just piles onto it, and it's even worse. So.
Yeah, but, like, all of that, like, it is all kind of secondary to the main issue of the voice actors. And, like, anyone who boycotts this game, anyone who even pirates the game, full respect to you. I wish I could do that personally, and I hope that those people can respect my decision to still buy the game. I would also like to add that this is probably the only time I'm going to speak about Bayonetta 3 like publicly again. I'm not gonna tweet about it when I get the game. I'm not gonna make any videos on the game. It just doesn't feel right now. Um, that also sucks. Is that I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
man.
it on the
That's so.
day. I'm gonna get it on the day, and I'm gonna have in my hands this game I've waited half a decade for, and I'm gonna be so excited. I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna love it, and all of that enjoyment is gonna come with a huge side helping of guilt and feeling like I shouldn't, which also sucks. But
And it
that's
sucks
how it
because
is.
I really wanted to see Nintendo James Ultimate Bayonetta 3 unboxing where you see all the Pro controllers and all the special edition and stuff like that. But it's tough, man. It's really hard because you really don't want to see but like I can totally see where you're coming from. That's the issue because like. And like JR was saying, if someone turned on me and said, okay, well, what about Mother 4? What if someone made what if Etoy made a Mother 4 and then like Controversy came out? I'd be like, I don't have it in my heart like, yes, this needs to be brought to justice, but like it's my favorite series. It's so highly anticipated and I can't do it. I've been waiting so long. And now that it's so close and like it's in arm's reach, how could you just like say no after waiting for so long? It's kind of hard. It's not kind of hard. It's really hard. So it's like it's I totally get it. And like I'm not gonna be here being like every time you play Bayonetta 3, I'm gonna be like, well, the controversy was like no. In fact, you know what? I'm probably gonna buy Bayonetta 3, but again, I'm gonna be thinking the same thing and be like, man, this game is good, but all this stuff that's coupled with it needs to be known, and it's hard, and I get it. So there's just know that.
And I kind of brought this up earlier. Like, if it does like plummet in sales and like this whole boycott thing does end up working, like they're gonna pull physical copies off the shelves, and like that becomes a rare physical copy. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So. What can we do?
It's hard. It's really.
It's really
Like I've been waiting 5 years and now I can't enjoy it publicly. Sucks.
Yeah.
I've advocated for this series so much and now.
Yeah.
But speaking of crappy game companies.
Yay! More crappy game companies and situations.
Dude just released like what, a week ago?
Overwatch 2 with Activision Blizzard, a very non-controversial company, and then Overwatch 2, a non-controversial game. What a great mix.
For the past like year and a half, maybe like a year, maybe even 2, I don't even remember. We've been just seeing just random news about this game, like, oh, a director got fired. Oh, a director left the project. Oh, they're rewriting the game. Oh, they're redoing the game. Like, it was just like, I just remember it being such like just a mess, like just in development. And now that's out, it has really shown that, yeah, it was a pretty big mess. At least so for me, I'm just going off based off what I've been hearing from friends online and that. But yeah, I heard that like at least for the first week there was like a queuing thing where you had to like yeah.
Don't get me started.
Oh my god, there was I would go to school every day and like because there was the day in between Overwatch, because they had what was it, James, you would probably know this, it's called like the day without Overwatch, isn't that what they called it, where it was like
I didn't know there was a name for it. The servers went down on one day, and then there was like a full day before Overwatch 2 launched.
The memes were so funny though.
What can you do on the day without Overwatch? Go outside, touch grass, smell the summer breeze, like all this stuff. And my friends were so excited for Overwatch 2. I'm like, God, I don't know what's so exciting about it. And then I went to school the next day, and my friend who I sit next to in my math class, we walk in my calculus class. We walk in, and he's like, "Yeah, the queue. I played one round. There was a communication error. I checked the queue, and it was 50,000 people."
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. That's been happening. They like queue in. They're like 30,000, and then they wait like 40 minutes to get in. They play one match to get a communication error. And then they have to queue up again. and like
That's
Yeah,
why
I
I
was
don't
like,
play Overwatch.
I had to like anticipate if I wanted to play the game later so that I could like get in the queue and then be like, oh, well then if I do want to play it, it's there. Because otherwise, if I just like turned it on when I wanted to play it, I wouldn't for like 2 hours. It was not good.
yeah.
Overwatch, dude.
And apparently it wasn't even like a new game. It was an update. Like you would have to update your game.
Oh wait, I
didn't
didn't
know
hear
that?
about this.
Okay,
I
yes,
didn't hear
yes.
about this.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you, right? So people have been saying all along, like, Overwatch doesn't need a sequel. You have been updating it for like 5 years. Why are you making a sequel now instead of just updating the regular game? And turns out they did. I literally pressed on Overwatch 1 on my Switch and it said update and it updated and it turned into Overwatch 2. That is a real thing that happened. Yeah, it's
It
ridiculous.
was. When
that's
people
why-
say it's an update, they're not joking.
Yeah.
It is an
That's why
update.
it's like when people are like, "Oh, it's the new game. It's the new Overwatch game. It's the second Overwatch game." No, it's not. No, it's not.
It has the same
It's an
characters
update.
Dude,
with
so
like what new modes and then
They updated the
a day and
game.
night cycle
they updated the game.
be
and a
or
battle
not
pass.
to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the whips and scorns of I forgot the speed.
They updated the game just to add microtransactions and
I hate video games. I'm never buying a video game ever again.
Oh, don't worry, Jack. It's free.
It's free. You don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
yeah, they
Because
made
it's an update.
it seems like they made an update just to add microtransactions and make the game worse. I think it's so stupid that like you just can't play Overwatch 1 now. It's like that game is just gone, and I have to play like the crappier version of Overwatch forever. You
Yeah.
can no longer play Overwatch 1 again. It's such a stupid situation. I hate Activision Blizzard.
Including
Everyone should hate Activision Blizzard. Overwatch 2 is such a silly situation that I'm probably never gonna play it. And it's like Overwatch
It's
2,
also-
why?
I don't recommend.
it's also the situation where you bought Overwatch for $60 or however
I bought it. I bought it
conversion
for like
rates in
40.
Europe. Yeah, okay, well yeah, you guys bought it with money for it to update into Overwatch 2, which is free. Did you guys get any in-game like
I haven't even
rewards
played
or anything?
Overwatch 2 since like
Let me
2019.
tell you the only thing
Or
that you
Overwatch.
get is you can transfer your stuff over, and it means you don't have to unlock a bunch of characters, which is that's not worth it. That's not worth it. Yeah, and it's like, dude, the day it launched, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna check it out. I updated Overwatch. It became Overwatch 2. I was like, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Sorry, swearing on the podcast. And then I waited in like a
Freaking
2-hour
weird.
queue. I waited in a 2-hour queue, played my first match, and I was like, wow, this is the same game. This feels exactly the same. What a waste of everyone's time and effort.
But worse.
I love Nintendo.
It was like a God. What was somebody's like point or whatever? It was like the game is still based on to require you to like use teamwork, even though it's like within a community that doesn't know what teamwork is, because you have to like still queue up in different like roles or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like they
supports,
also
whatever.
made like you can only have one tank on a team. Is that right? And like they made
it used
them-
to be 6v6 and now it's 5v5, so they removed a tank, which is like one of the only big changes to the game. It's like
I could do that. I could remove the tank myself from the game. Why would? What?
I hate that I play Overwatch. I hate it.
So stop playing Overwatch. Why don't you?
I have now because I started this game and I was like, "What's the point?" And now I haven't played it since. But you know something else that's funny about it being an update is all my hours in Overwatch 1 on Switch are now like it says I've played like fucking 80 hours of Overwatch 2, and it added more on when I played like an hour of it, and it added like the 5 hours or something, and like I guarantee most of that playtime is queues.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love.
What are you talking about? The new game is actually a battle royale, and it's all a queue.
I remember when it came out and you were just like sitting in front of your TV for like a few hours waiting to join the game. James.
I was worried it was gonna like burn into my TV screen.
No, so like the actual game is the queuing. It's a battle royale type of queuing.
Who can get in
With
first?
every person who just leaves, you win. and like if you win, you queue up, and then the mini game is basically Overwatch 1 just in a new type of way. That's the mini game.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
And like the new like other mini game is like the microtransactions in the game.
Yeah.
Where you buy the thing with money in the
Hi,
game.
Jack.
I love Overwatch.
We've talked about
I love
crappy
that game.
companies.
Can we talk
Now
about a good
let's
company
get
now?
into a rather good companies. Hopefully, if they don't screw up things in the last couple of weeks.
We know that it can happen.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. Mario Rabbids 2
4 days.
comes out in 4 days. 4 days.
Yay!
I guess where I'm at with the game, I don't even know if I'm gonna pick it up at launch, to be honest, because like
No,
it looks, honestly though, it looks really good and it looks really promising from what I've seen, but it's just like I don't know,
yeah.
it's just like maybe something I should like probably wait on just because of like busy with other things right now, and also like next weekend I'm gonna be busy, like busy out of my mind, busy. So
Also, about picking it up on launch, I feel like there's not a lot of point because the first game got so cheap. I bought it
I
new
was
for
about to
£16. This game is going to be like dirt cheap in no time, so you might as well just wait on it.
Give it a year. Give it a year, and you're not gonna miss out on anything. The Rayman DLC won't be there at launch, so you'll probably wait until it's like discounted to heck. Sorry, to heck. And so, yeah, I remember I got Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I found a Target gift card for like $20, and then I looked up. I was like, "Oh, what can I get on Target online?" And then I was like, "Oh, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle for $15." I bought it, and it's good, but like it's gonna get price dropped to whatever. So just don't buy it at launch. It's not. It's a Ubisoft game,
it looks
and
really good and it looks really promising. But J. Matthew, what do you think?
I think I do really want to play it, but I was probably gonna get it at launch, but now I probably will wait because given the point you just made, I just realized that like it's a Ubisoft game. Like the reason why Mario Rabbids has gone down so much in price like all the time is because it's a Ubisoft game. I got the game on Mario Day last year, March 10th, and it came with I got like the 3D All Stars coins thing and like the Mario Rabbids game. I think for like 10 or $20 or something together. I don't know, but it's like super cheap. So I could just wait until the Rayman DLC comes out because then by then it'll probably go in price. That is actually a really good point. I think it's a bit. I mean, the first game I haven't finished the first game, but it is a really fun game. I think it actually was done well. And people. It's kind of underrated, I guess, in a way. Because people just like, oh, it has Rabbids. I'm never gonna play this, but like when you play, it's actually like decent. And this new game's gonna have like the Lumas and like Mario Galaxy elements, which is like really cool. So like we've never like seen like Mario Galaxy stuff like that in like a long time. So I think it will be cool. And I guess I'm not gonna get it for a little bit now because at that point that's a really good point to make. We'll see though. I think it's really cool. Sparks of hope, and it's in 4 days too. I didn't even realize. I knew it was gonna come out this month. But for some reason I just forgot that it's coming out on the 20th, which is in 4 days. So that's kind of crazy. No one's really talking about it, obviously. So yeah, kind of forgot about that game.
And then all that's gonna freak out when you find out the director was like awful in tomorrow.
Well, Ubisoft really isn't that great. Ubisoft really
no
game.
Ubisoft does suck.
Ubisoft really isn't that great anyway. So
what are we missing? So, whatever.
I will say the game visually looks gorgeous. I remember when the screenshots came out and people were like, "This must be running on a Switch Pro." It was like one of them. So like it looks great. Yeah, I will get it because I really enjoyed the first game. It's really fun, and I didn't expect it to like. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. But yeah, I will hold off on it because like the first game goes on sale on the eShop for like $2. Like, I'm sure this will do the same.
The gold edition goes on Switch for like $5, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no point paying full price for it really when you just know it's gonna go down. But it looks like a really great game, and I will definitely get it at some point.
When that Mario Minion game comes out, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be like Mario Minions Kingdom Battle.
games. Like the Mario plus Rabbids was like the second Switch the second game on the Switch that I got when I was like 12 for my birthday.
I remember when that game came out. I was like,
and then
they're putting Rabbids and Mario together. Ew, that's gross. And
I actually thought it was cool. Like at
yeah,
first.
but then when it came out, everyone was like, "Oh, this game is actually really good," and I'm like,
Yeah, it is weird with the sale
I
on the
also
first
think
game.
I'm like the only person in existence to like play the Donkey Kong DLC too.
"Oh my God, that's right." Yeah.
I played through it and it wasn't. I mean, it was okay. Donkey
In
Kong.
conclusion, I hope Luigi dabs again. Let's move on.
Well, the whole thing, the weird thing about the sale thing with the first game is that it comes and goes. Like for like most of the time throughout the year, the gold edition is $15 in the eShop. But there are like a lot of times in between that like the game is a full $60, which is so weird. Like the game will be $60 at some parts of the year, and then sometimes it'll be 15. Like it just comes and goes. It's such a weird. Let's keep it at like 15. If you just, it's always
probably-
on sale. Always.
There's probably like a time frame you can have like a discount on for, so they probably just like forget that they have a discount on it, and it goes back to 60, and they're like, oh, whoops, and then they just like press the discount button again, and then it goes back to $15. So,
Uh-oh. But yeah, other games that have come out, a really small game called Beanie.
No, let's just let's just go to games we were playing. It'll be in there anyway. Let's just go to that.
okay, let's just go. Yeah, okay.
All right, yeah. I mean, who's that? Anyways, going back to I guess crap, I had it all like in my head how to get into it, but yeah, games that we're playing. I guess this is like the end of the podcast part. But yeah, we could start off with the games that we are currently playing. I am currently playing on stream Splatoon 3 Hero Mode. I'm like, I think like almost halfway through it. And playing through God of War. God of War is a really good game so far. I'm really enjoying that. It's all right. It's cool. I like it. And I believe that is pretty much it. Jack, what video games are you playing?
Not much, I gotta say. I've been very, very busy the past few weeks because I'm a senior in high school and I'm dying every single day, and I get COVID, and then I have to catch up on all my work, and it's awesome. And so today was the first day I actually got to play a game in like 2 weeks, and I've been playing Breath of the Wild a little bit. I beat Forgotten Land not too long ago, and so I'm like, I need another game to play. And so Breath of the Wild was like on my shelf saying, hello, play me, please. And I'm like, okay, Breath of the Wild. And then I put him in the Switch, and it was awesome. And so it's good. It's really good. I mean, there's nothing else I can say about it. The sequel's coming out. You all know. I don't have to be like, guess what, guys? Breath of the Wild is really good. Did you know that?
What?
I don't have to say that. You all know. It's fantastic. So that's all I'm playing, really. So,
Matthew, would you be my guest to tell us what games you're playing?
Yeah, I've been playing
That
this.
was great. That was good.
I've been playing this little game a little bit here and there. 100% at it like 4 times. Playing this little game called Beanie, made by my beloved Ciactro and published by my beloved Diplodocus Games.
Yeah, the one that tried to blow up your universe or world or something.
Oh yeah. Right. They tried to like murder me a few times. Actually, never mind. Yeah, I don't like them anymore. They actually tried to kill me a few times. But yeah, I'm playing Ciactro's new game Beanie. It's a prelude to the upcoming game Super Kiwi 64 that comes in December. I love Beanie, dude. Oh my god, Beanie's awesome. It's a Donkey Kong Country style 2D platformer. You play as a bee and you kind of like bounce across platforms. It's like super short. There's like 10 levels, and then there's time trials as well, where if you beat the level in time, you get the medal. And then there's after you beat the game, you could play a preview to Super Kiwi, so you get to play like a whole like mini level as like it's basically like a demo to the upcoming game, which is cool. And there's like a lot of like cameos from other characters, like other Ciactro characters in there. And you can play as Tori from Tori 3D. If once you 100% that game, and like he can do like double jumps, so it's like there's so much replay value. I've been like I've already been like 100% of that game so many times, and like I'm still playing it because Beanie is just a fun game. It's $1. It's on Steam and Switch. There's a whole original soundtrack that just like came out for it, at least on Steam. I think it's coming to Switch soon. Not yet because it's like an update. But yeah, I know James played Beanie as well.
Let me talk about it in my turn.
Well, I was gonna like lead you to it, but like yeah, I made a video on it. We'll talk about that with the upcoming or the the outro thing. But I did make a video about that on launch day.
We did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I've been incredibly busy, and I haven't been. My mind has not been on gaming very much because I've been working on a film we start shooting tomorrow. It's very scary and very exciting, so I haven't had much time for playing games.
For those wondering, the alcohol in the back, that is not him.
Yes,
That was
prop.
all. I was about
This
to
is
say.
a prop. I don't have the Bayonetta 3 hasn't like affected me that much, but yeah. So that's been most of what I've been doing. But you know, I had an hour yesterday to sit down and spend less than £1 on a little game called Beanie. It was a lot of fun. It's like Doodle Jump on a console. It's cool. I 100%ed it in like an hour, which was cool. It's a really short game, but it's definitely worth it because it's so cheap and it's honestly really fun to play. So like, you know, JR's listening, but that's cool.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, it was a really fun game. Definitely worth the time and the money because it wasn't much of either. But I really enjoyed it. It was cool. And check out Jim Matthews' video because that is good.
Yeah.
Beanie.
We're so okay. We have to throw something in here because we got about 46 minutes in.
40. Okay.
Oh, what?
So it'd be like a short episode. Do you guys want to talk about like God of War or something like that a little bit?
I have nothing to say about God of War. I gotta go to a movie
Yeah,
in
you've got to go in
a minute.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to
Basically,
talk about God of War before I go,
we could just have it be a shorter episode.
Okay.
Well,
that's fine.
Before the
you
outros.
already in the recording?
No, we're still going. Hi Jay.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. Are we good? Okay, so we're done talking about what we're playing.
I will bring up some things. We got guests coming soon. We have a few planned guests. We still need to get Max on here. Spoiler alert. We've been it was gonna be this, but of course short notice again. There's missing people, so we have to wait again. We have more bigger ones planned. We have Halloween stuff planned. We want to have a funny Halloween episode where we're all like, you know, looking funny and all that. That'd be really cool.
We're looking goofy, yeah.
And yeah, Halloween season is like a really, you know, cool season. I can't wait to have like holiday episodes. Like we're gonna have like a Halloween episode where we're all like in masks, and like a Christmas episode where we're all like in Santa hats, and then like a Thanksgiving episode where we're all eating turkey at the table.
Thanksgiving episode!
Oh
Sorry.
my god.
Yeah.
That was a great episode, guys.
Yeah, be sure to also comment down some listener questions that you got for us, and we will answer.
Let's do our
Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
bless.
Bless you.
Bless.
Bless you. Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless.
That's probably enough now.
Dude, you look like you're like having like a medical emergency when you sneeze. You're like
Someone can get the CPR treatment.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I've been Nindude. I've been sneezing dude, Nindude person. I stream every Tuesday, Friday, sometimes maybe Sunday. And I post Saturdays as well, videos. Yeah, videos are coming really soon, I promise. What about this man right here?
I'm Jack Division. I don't make anything. I'm a high schooler and I'm a busy one at that. And so follow me on YouTube and nowhere else.
check out his short from a month ago.
Look at my short again. I already said that last time, but just like watch it again. You can.
Yeah.
I gotta go to my movie. Let's
okay, I've been Jay Matthew. You can follow me on YouTube, of course, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you check out our older episodes, you guys. If you're new here or whatever, make sure you, I will say, just quickly watch our other episodes, especially because there's longer ones out there. You know, this is a shorter one, so if you want a longer episode, they do exist. But I did upload a video about Beanie. I got to play it early, so I made a video super fast, literally like on the ball. I was on Friday, the day I uploaded it. In the morning, I was on level 4, and I finished it at like 2 p.m. 2:30 p.m. Yeah, that video's out. Beanie's video is a good video. I packed like some stuff into it that I didn't think I was going to be able to in like, such a short time, but I did. And yeah, and I have more stuff coming soon, of course. I put a little teaser at the end of the video for something I want to make soon. Yeah, and I stream here and there. I don't know when I'll do it next, but I do. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm Nintendo James. You can find me on YouTube at Nintendo James. I haven't made anything for a while. I don't have many plans at the moment because, as I said, my film is taking up most of my time. But I'll make something eventually. And follow me on Twitter, which is at _Nintendo James. I will tweet occasionally about things. Yeah, the main thing that I will plug is like my film is coming at some point. There will be updates coming out if you want to know more about it. There is an Instagram account specifically for it, which is at Intoxication Movie. And I will post updates on my Twitter as well. So that's me.
Yeah.
That's James. That's James.
Episode 7.
Yeah.
Great episode, guys.
I do
And
like.
there were no Canadians in this one.
Let's go.
Oh, win.
One W.
There was no Nathan. We killed him.
Let's go.
He's
Okay.
dead.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you soon with a
Have
bigger
a
episode.
good one, guys.
Well,
See you later.